Good morning all of you. This is your Prabhakar. Welcome to our channel Dawn of Chemistry. Right. In the previous video I have explained about the IUPAC nomenclature, and in this video we are going to explain about or we are going to discuss about the representation of organic compound. This is the major thing. Almost every student will be knowing what is IUPAC nomenclature, what is isomerism and all. But when it comes to when they give you a particular organic compound, immediately for the student it will be somewhat difficult topic to understand what compound itself is given, because some books they will represent detailed structure, some books they will write condensed formula, some books they will write the solid wedge formula for coming to the two-dimensional representation. So in this video I will explain about the two-dimensional representation of organic compounds. Let us see. Representation of organic compounds, that is 2D representation. So whenever we are representing any organic compound in two-dimensional, means on the paper you can represent. So two-dimensional means only along x-axis and y-axis we will be representing. To represent this thing, of course every paper will be representing 2D representation only. In the 2D representation only we can represent the 3D diagram also. That is what Fisher projection formula is there, Sahar's projection formula is there, and then Newman projection formula is there, and solid wedge formula is there. I will do this in a different video. Now let us see how to represent organic compound. So this representation mainly involves detailed structure. After detailed structure, condensed formula or condensed structure you can write, and the last one is bond line structure. So every organic compound can be represented in three ways. That is, here there will be no three-dimensional analysis, only two-dimensional analysis only will be present. Let us say first one is detailed structure, condensed formula, bond line structure. How can we represent these things? I will take 4 examples. For the 4 examples, I will write detailed structure, condensed formula, and then bond line structure. Let us take detailed structure. What is this detailed structure? Means representation which gives idea about each and every bond in compound. Detailed structure means a representation which gives idea about the each and every bond in the compound is known as detailed structure. Here I will take butane. Butane, you know very well, H, 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 C, H, H, C, H, 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 and then H will come. This is the detailed structure for the butane. I will take another one. This is butene. The formula will be C4H8 will come, and another one is H, 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 H. This is one compound, and another one. So let us take these 4 compounds. I'm not writing the IUPAC names for these compounds because it will take time. So let us see, these are the compounds. We are having 4 compounds are there. These 4 compounds I have written the detailed structure. What is a detailed structure? Means which gives idea about the each and every bond present in between the atoms of the molecule is known as the detailed structure. Hope you got clarity on this detailed structure. What is this condensed formula? Means representation which condenses all the molecule in CH3 and CH2 groups and functional groups is known as condensed formula. Condenses structure into CH3, CH2 and then functional groups. Representation which gives idea about the condensed structure and it represents the molecule in terms of CH3 groups and then CH2 groups and the functional groups. Let us see what is this condensed formula. Here you see this one is CH3, this one is CH2, CH2, CH3 will come. This is the condensed formula. This condensed formula further can be written as, on this end CH3 is there, we will write CH3. CH2 group 2 times is there, so CH2 twice CH3 will come. Like this, a representation which gives idea about the CH3 groups and CH2 group in a series. We have to write. We can't write this CH3 twice and CH2 twice. We should not write. We have to write like this. If you take this one, how to represent this means CH3, this side CH3 is there, CH double bond CH. You can't condense this further and you will write CH3. This one you see CH3, 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 CH2, CH2, COOH. You can further condense it as CH3 thrice C. Why CH3 thrice C means this carbon is having 3 methyl groups, so that's why CH3 thrice, CH2 twice, CH2 twice, COOH. CH2 twice COOH will come. Like this we can represent. And finally this one you see, you can represent this as, for this thing the place is also sufficient, I will write here, you see CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2. So CH2 1, 2, 3 times are there, 1, 2, 3 and CH3. Here you can write CH because one side H is there and you can write CN. Like this we can represent the molecules in detailed structure and then condensed formula. So detailed structure gives idea about the each and every bond present in the compound. Condensed formula gives idea about the or condenses the formula into CH3 group and CH2 groups and functional groups. If any functional group is there, you will write as it is. And finally you see bond like structure. This is the confusing for students. This is the major important thing. Now mostly for every student, this is the basic thing of understanding the compound. If you can write any compound into the bond line structure means you can do number of problems in a very easy way. This is where you can save your time. You have to imagine organic compounds into bond line structure, and if do means it will take see here writing this one taking more time, here also taking more time. If you can condense the organic compound structure into bond line structure, you can do problems very easily. The speed of doing organic compounds, though you know the reagents and everything, if you don't know how to represent that into bond line structure, means it will eat your time during the problem solving. Let me tell you what is this bond line structure and what are the guidelines to write the bond line structure. Have a look at this. See, let us see bond line structure. How can we write this bond line structure? See, what is this bond line structure? Means every compound is represented in a form of lines. Every compound is represented in a form of lines. Every end of line represent a carbon atom. Every end of line represent a carbon atom. Every end of line represent a carbon atom. And every corner of line represent a carbon atom. Every end of line represent a carbon atom. Every corner of a line represent a carbon atom. Every corner of line represent a carbon atom. Functional groups are written as it is. Functional groups of compound are written as it is. Functional groups of compound written as it is. Functional groups of carbon compound written as it is. And the fifth one, you see, the hydrogens attached to the carbon are not represented. Hydrogens attached to alkyl attached to carbons are not represented, except in case of functional groups. Except in case of functional groups. Hydrogens attached to the carbons are not represented except in case of functional groups. And finally, foremost important point is represent compound in Sa-like lines. Represent compound in Sa-like lines. You know very well how when you take a Sa, it will be like this. Like this, in this manner you have to represent any compound. So Sa-like lines you have to represent this. Clear? So whenever you take any organic compound, the first thing is in a bond line structure, represent the compound in Sa-like lines. In this case, after representing every corner, every end of the line represent a carbon atom, and every compound in the form of lines only, like this. Every corner Every end represents carbon atom. Every corner also represent a carbon atom. Functional groups of compound written as it is and hydrogen attached to the carbons are not represented. Let me tell you, butane. If you see the butane, how many carbons are there? 4 are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Finished. Butane is represented in the form of a line with 4 carbon atoms. Every end represents a carbon atom and every corner also represents a carbon atom. So this is CH3. See, hydrogens attached to the carbons are not represented. Here you see there is hydrogens for this CH3, but we will represent it as it is. Here it is CH2, CH2, CH3. Let us come to this one. How many carbons are in the main chain means 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons are there. So 4 carbons are there means you can represent like this. Here double bond is present on second carbon. You can represent like this. Here CH3, CH, CH, CH3 will come. This one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are in the main chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth carbon is COOH, so we will write as it is. And you see, last before carbon is having 2 methyl groups. 1, 2. Like this, we can write the structure. And this compound, you see, main chain is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are there. So it is cyanide, C triple bond N, and fifth one is having 1 methyl group. You can write like this. So like this, you can represent the bond line structure. So whatever the compound is there, you can write number of bond line structures. You can condense that into different things and you can write the structures. Like this you can write. What is this? Bond line structure means every compound is represented in the form of star-like lines or crisscross lines we will be representing. Every end and every corner represent a carbon atom. Functional groups are written as it is, cyanide and then COOH. This is also introduced into the main thing. So you have to count this into the main chain. And hydrogens attached to the carbons are not represented. Like this, we can write the different structures for these compounds. Now, I will give you some compounds and you can practice those things. And even you can take your NCERT book and whatever the compound you see, you can keep practicing the structures. Whatever you can do, detailed structure, condensed formula, and then bond line structure. The speed of you writing those things will increase. So, number of times you practice those things means you will become familiar with the compound and easily you can do the problems. I will give you some compounds. You can practice writing detailed bond line and then condensed structures further. I will give some bond line structure and I will give some condensed structures. Hope you have gone through this thing. I am erasing this. Even you can try with IUPAC names writing also. So take down these structures. You can write detailed structure, condensed structure and bond line structure and counter structures also. So these are the compounds I am giving you. Even you can take your NCERT book, whatever the compound you see, you can practice bond line structures and detailed structures for those compounds. Be careful. See, this is a functional group. It is represented as it is. Don't think here one carbon will be present. There will be no carbon. Only here carbon will be there. Here carbon, here carbon, here carbon, and then here carbon will be present. Like this, you can do the representation of organic compounds. Mainly here, there is no three-dimensional involvement in this 2D structure. Right. You can practice the problems with this thing. With this, I am closing this class. If you like the video, like the button. If you want to share the video with your friends, share this video so they will also get benefited. Thank you.